Otzdarva, or not Otzdarva, whatever you want to call him, is probably my favorite content creator. Whenever I had a bad day and I saw that Otz had uploaded, I knew my day was probably going to get better. And I know that sounds a little cheesy, but I genuinely think Otz deserves some praise, because there are very few creators that put as much effort in their content while still feeling as authentic and approachable as he does. So in this video, I want to talk about why Otz has become such an important part of the DVD community, and why his content means so much to me personally. The first thing I want to talk about is effort. I cannot think of a single time where Otz half-assed something. Whether he's making an 8-hour tier list, a massive beginner guide, a long stream, or a video explaining the smallest detail about DVD, there's usually a ridiculous amount of effort behind it. Now this doesn't mean that every piece of content has to be extremely long, but with Otz, the effort is obvious. He researches what he's talking about, he explains his reasoning, he gives examples, and when I disagree with his opinion, I can usually understand how he arrived at it. That's something I appreciate, because it makes his content feel useful instead of disposable. A lot of gaming content is meant to be watched once and forgotten. Otz's guides often feel like something you could come back to months later and still learn from. And the important part is that effort is not limited to one type of content. He puts the same care into educational videos, entertainment, live streams, and even games outside DVD. When I first searched how to play Dead by Daylight many years ago, Otzdarva's content was far above most of the other educational videos I found. That is not because he simply gives people a list of perks or tells them which killer is strongest. He explains every situation, every perk, and actually explains the game in a way that's approachable. He makes the otherwise slop content as tier lists some of the most information-packed videos you could ever ask for. A guy can tell you what to do, but a great guide helps you understand why you're doing it. And Dead by Daylight is a game where that matters a lot, because situations change constantly. You can use the same build in 2 different matches and get 2 different results. Otz's content helped make the game feel less impossible. It gave me a way to understand what was actually happening instead of losing a match and having no idea why. Now obviously watching Otz didn't make me automatically win every game, but his videos can give you the tools to recognize those mistakes, which is much more valuable in the long run. Something that separates Otz from a lot of other streamers, at least in my view, is how authentic he feels. I don't know him personally, I do not know what he's like away from content creation, but when I watch his streams, he doesn't feel like he's constantly performing a fake personality. He can be positive, frustrated, or completely focused on something incredibly specific. Sometimes he's also clearly crashing out over DVD, because he isn't pretending that the game is perfect. He could criticize the game while still caring about it. He can be annoyed at the community while still trying to make the community better. His streams and community also feel extremely welcoming. I have never had the feeling that I do not belong while watching his content. That may sound like a small thing, but it really isn't. Otz does not always eliminate that negativity, but he often gives people a reason to enjoy the game together instead of separating the player base even further. The example I always come back to is Otz's Elden Ring playthrough. That series is probably one of the most watched things on my YouTube account, even though it's essentially just an unedited playthrough. There's no constant cuts, there isn't some complicated production style. Something about it just makes it feel like you're sitting there playing the game with him. And I think that comes down to how seriously he takes the media he's consuming. He doesn't just rush from Godric to Elden Beast. He reads item descriptions, he explores areas properly, and he even does quests blind. I watched almost 4 hours of Otz trying to find Melania's Great Rune Tower. And yes, I watched all of his time struggling with a half-empty map because he didn't know that the map showed where you can find map pieces. And somehow I stayed interested. That shouldn't work, objectively. It sounds like one of the least exciting things you could watch, but because Otz genuinely wanted to understand the game, the process became entertaining. He makes you care about what he's experiencing, and he clearly cares about it himself. And that is why this is not only about Dead by Daylight, it's about the way Otz approaches games in general. I have never seen someone stay so dedicated to a game, even during periods where they clearly don't enjoy it as much. Otz has created entire presentations and slideshows aimed at the devs. He's made extremely long guides for players. He's created entertaining content to keep people interested in the game. And he's continued to talk about DVD for years, through frustrating balance changes, community arguments, and the usual chaos that comes with the game. That kind of dedication is easy to overlook because it happens gradually. You watch one guide, then another, then a stream, and eventually you realize that this person has been contributing to the community for years. That's a big reason why I see him as one of the central figures in the DVD community. Not the only important figure, not the only good streamer, but definitely the most iconic. The main reason I wanted to make this video is because Otz's content has genuinely had a positive impact on my life. Whenever I had a bad day, his uploads can make the day feel a little better. Sometimes it's because the video is educational, and sometimes it's because it was funny, and sometimes it was simply because the content felt comforting to have on the background. I think that's one of the most underrated qualities a creator can have. Not every video needs to change your life. Sometimes it's enough for a creator to make you feel less alone, help you understand a game, or give you something enjoyable to look forward to. Otz has done all three for me. I've seen so many people in comment sections saying they don't even play DVD anymore, but they still watch Otz. Even when I took a break from playing DVD, I still watched Otz. That is why I can't really imagine Dead by Daylight without Otzdarva. He's become more than just a streamer I watch, he's become my favorite content creator. I would really appreciate a like or a subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you watch Otz, let me know your favorite video or stream from his. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. I really do appreciate it.